Like you like, yo, I know you say everything happens for a reason. Boy, I don't know. I really don't. But I'm here until I'm not.
Yeah, well, hopefully George Floyd, the reason there that we're seeing is finally hitting that tipping point with everyone, that there's enough people there. I'm encouraged to see so many people of every color out there marching and everybody having the conversation that's never happened at this level before. Listen, we've gone way beyond. I just want to, since we all be together and Dan's back with us as well, a couple quick questions, if you would. If you had one core message that you wanted white America to understand or to appreciate, any of you, just what's the core message as we have our final moments together you want them to leave with, you think can move their hearts, if it's not already moved, or if their hearts move their feet in a way, and their hands in a way, and their wallets in a way, and their behavior in a way that makes America the unified place that it is. Because when we talk about divisions, we can talk about everything, but anger rarely, it can open us, it can focus us. But I don't know if you agree, my experience is the only thing that cures it long-term is unity. And unity is just a fancy word for love. And when there's love, human beings treat each other incredibly well. And when there's not, human beings can be evil. So what is your message that you'd like white America to hear, or what is the action you'd like to call for? Reverend Jackson, would you like to start? Your mic.
Well, while he's unmuting, I'll just say this before I go. I think that my request would just be for more curiosity. The thing is, when you're one up on a power dynamic, you have a lot of blind spots.
Yep.
When you're one down, you have a lot of sore spots. And what that means is that when you're one down and you're hurting, you have to pay attention to that dynamic. If you're a woman working with a bunch of men, you really know a lot about how gender works in that office. If you're a guy, you may not even be able to answer the question. How does gender work? I don't know. I mean, it's like Scooby-Doo. I don't know. So wisdom accumulates at the bottom, because when you're one down, those sore spots force you to pay attention and to learn. When you're one up, you know, and it's not even a moral thing. If you're in a car, wherever you are in that car, you have certain blind spots. The problem that we have is the people who are one up on race do not know that they do not know. They do not know that they do not know. They think that they know. And so the first step has to be, maybe there's something in my blind spot. If this many people are marching and demonstrating it, either all these black people are lying and lazy and up to no good, or maybe there's something in my blind spot that I can't see. And so the power of curiosity, of assuming you don't know everything, assuming you can't know everything, and that your position, just like when you're driving a car, your position in that car will determine what you can see and what you can't see. I think, opens it up for more wisdom to be shared throughout the system.
Lynchings in 70 years. Alabama 361, Arkansas 492, Florida 311, Georgia 637, Kentucky 168, Louisiana 549, Mississippi 654, South Carolina 123, North Carolina 185. There were no cameras. This lynching business, driving us from south to north, from South Carolina, Charlemagne, to the north, is an old system. And we got to fight this thing and do everything. I totally appreciate this conversation, my brother. Charlemagne, I want to spend some time with you, Charlemagne. Can I do?
I would love that. That'd be my pleasure.
But we got it. I'll talk with Tony's producer. But I love you. Derek, you're such a special guy. I know. And Mr. The guy from CNN, man, he doesn't love me anymore, but I love him. I love him.
That's awesome. Thank you. Last comment, Derek, and then Charlemagne will finish with Barbara, and we're set to go. Thank you all.
Federal Hamer, Mississippi civil rights activist, she gave a speech and she talked about the nature of the South. And she talked about being from Sunflower County, and no matter what happens, as long as white people in that county had their foot on black folks' neck in the ditch, they were both in the ditch.
Right.
And that's the reality where we are. As long as we allow racism to exist, as long as we use the tools of otherness as a mechanism for political advancement, we will continue to be in this same ditch. The real question for white America, as it is for Black America, are we ready to get out the ditch? Are we ready to move forward? Are we ready to actually recognize that race is a social construct? And as it is African Americans today, it could be another group tomorrow. And if we want to continue that system, we are dooming our children to a future that's worse than the past that we're looking at. So we must walk together and recognize that this social construct must be blown up. And we need to build a more perfect approach so that all of us can be treated with respect and dignity. Because if not, as time goes, things can shift, and that's not what we want to see.
Thank you. Barbara, any final comments? What you want white folks to understand, to feel, to act upon?
Well, what I want is for them, there's a phrase that's used in the academic world, which of course I'm half in right now, and that is the epistemology. So basically, what process do you use to process your knowledge and what you then stand for? And what I've been arguing is that with white folks, there's an epistemic dilemma between how they see the world versus how we see the world, how the gangster class sees the world. So what I would say, I'm sort of like what Van Jones was saying, and that is, I would like them to entertain the notion of having a new perspective,
Yes.
to believe that the way they looked at things, that there may just be another way to look at the world and to look at Black people. And like Van Jones said, as Black folks, or as James Baldwin said, I've had to outsmart white people my whole life. I've had to know what they were about and what they were thinking, but they don't know anything about me. It's time for white folks to know something about us, a new perspective.
That was, again, the entire purpose of this conversation. And my hope is that will people be reached by the rawness and realness of all of you, your life experience and your willingness to share and your willingness to still